Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 13th of November. So looking at the Eurodollar first, and well, last Friday we ended up a reasonable good week there in effect for the Euro. Came short of running into the daily 21, but all the same moving pretty well towards its monthly pivot. It has got a weekly pivot below us at the moment, which in itself may just be a draw, which it seems to be running back down to at the moment. I mean, as I said, it had a fairly good run last week, relatively. A little retracement back to that would still be in mode for continue to the upside. So it may be a case of just watching this morning, see how it reacts as it gets down towards that weekly pivot, and maybe look for the long side. Now I say if, and it may be an if, because it starts breaking out and there's a trend line running across the highs from Friday there. If it starts running across that high, there is the chance that it could push up further. Let me just change this to a 60-minute chart. There we go, it's a bit clearer. There we go. So if it runs across that trend line, it breaks that trend line, it could push up further, and may be wanting just to push up towards the monthly pivot first. Okay, so at the moment, erring towards the bullish side on the Euro, with a potential move back to that weekly pivot first. Cable, let's have a look from the outside first. Cable, well, there was a vote apparently. 40 MPs have agreed to sign a letter of no confidence in the Prime Minister May. It's probably not helped things at all for the pound overnight. There's stability there, and at the moment we've already seen a bit of a sell-off. Now we need 48 for a vote, and so they're probably scrabbling around at the moment trying to get 8 more on the list. But looking quite bitty as we're seeing at the moment. Let me just put the RSI on here. There we go. There is a bit of divergence going on in this more recent move down here. It did not oversold really. So I'm just looking. It's triple bottoming it nearly. There is the potential for a retracement from these sort of levels. I'm sorry, I'm coming right down to the 5 minute to look at what's going on here, but. Short term, I mean, there's the potential. Now we've got a weekly daily pivots above us, so we got plenty of time to see how this shapes up this morning. If it starts pushing up to the upside, it gives us a couple of targets up that way. Didn't quite get back to the monthly pivot last week there. Towards the end of the week, we were looking like we were going to push up there, but as I say, the news on the no confidence potential has dropped the pound there. Okay, dollar yen. So just to summarise on the pound there, I would just be looking to see what happens first thing this morning, and there may be opportunities, but if there's a no confidence vote, in which case I think the pound will probably sell off more before any potential bounces. So looking weak at the moment. Dollar yen, well, it was strengthening last week. Friday saw us a sort of little doji day there. Still looks like it could pull back some more against the US dollar at the moment. It's not really showing a clear hand really in terms of what we've got here. It's monthly pivot just above there, and I guess there's the potential for it to change course and head back towards that, but at the moment it's continuing the sort of the bigger move that we were seeing through until Friday when it just popped in a doji there. So undecided at the moment. Let's just see. I mean, my bigger picture would suggest further downside here, maybe a miss of that weekly pivot for now. But let's just see how this morning starts up. But if it does start pushing up and get back above the 60-21s, I would be looking more probably bullish back towards that weekly pivot. But at the moment, as I say, I err towards the bearish side there. Aussie dollar's not looking the healthiest of all at the moment. It's daily wise, it's had obviously a little pip up at the moment, but chopping along merrily over the last couple of weeks, and for me, mostly avoided. Actually, I need to come right down to the 60-minute here to show the picture. There is a daily pivot above us, but with what we're seeing here, it does look weak, and my preference would be to be the downside, maybe back down towards the S1 if I get a suitable entry. Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar flatlined a bit on Friday. Again, no US data or anything to track anything, and it just literally, or even Canadian data, it just tracked there. I think it could carry on a little bit like this. We've got a Canadian bank holiday today, but we'll see how things run out there. Weekly pivots above, so any sort of rallies would give us, we've got a target there to the upside towards that weekly pivot. Otherwise, really, I liked the way it was running up until Friday, and even with Friday's price action, I was really looking for continuation to the downside there. So it certainly looked like it had the potential to get back down towards that 4 hourly 200. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. Have a great day. I'll be back in the morning. Bye for now.